What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2025 Honda CR-V Sport L Hybrid. Huge thank you to Safford Honda of Arlington, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular CR-V or any Honda product, then I'll be sure to have their information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It's another beautiful day in VA, but first things first, I wanted to apologize for the ambient noise like the wind, planes, and the leaf blower. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about any of those things, but just like usual, first, I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2025 Honda CR-V Sport L Hybrid, and this particular one has been painted in the $455 Platinum White Pearl. I wanted to preface this video by saying there have been no changes made to the CR-V for the 2025 model year. So with that in mind, as standard with the Sport L, you get LED headlights with automatic high beams as well as LED daytime running lights and LED turn signals. This having sport in the name, obviously you get the sporty exterior looks. So with that in mind, let's start up here at the front end. So first things first, you get this gloss black trim piece at the top of your grille, but it also goes through your headlights, splitting the daytime running lights from the headlights. You also get the gloss black front grille with the Honda logo located at the center. And if you come down just a little bit more, you get the satin black lower fascia with the gloss black accenting both here and here. You also get 4 integrated parking sensors, a gray front chin, and with all-wheel drive, you get 8.2 inches of ground clearance. If you spec this with front-wheel drive, you get, I think, 7.8 inches of ground clearance. But as I just mentioned, you get the satin black lower fascia, and the satin black lower fascia leads into your satin black wheel arch moldings. And this being the Sport L, these are the standard wheels you get with this trim level, and they are 18-inch gloss black wheels wrapped in 235/60 Bridgestone Ecopia HL 422 plus all-season tires. I'm going to give you a view of the tread pattern on these tires here as best that I can. I apologize about that plane noise there. And then if you are not a fan of the way that these wheels look, there are also 2 other wheel options to choose from. I kind of like the way that the stock ones look best personally. Now, taking a step back, here's a front 3/4 shot of this thing. I think a few years ago when they redesigned the CR-V, they did a fantastic job. It looks super sharp, super aggressive, super sporty, but it's really not a sporty driving experience. It gets phenomenal fuel economy, and it would make for a great family vehicle, or if you're just a person and a dog, it would be great for that as well. But anyways, coming on down the side again, this one being the Sport L, you get the gloss black mirror caps with integrated turn signals. And as standard, these side view mirrors are heated, manual folding, and you will find your blind spot monitoring on the upper left-hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right-hand side of your passenger side mirror. Now I'm going to take a step back, give you a side profile shot of this thing. In my personal opinion, I think the Platinum White Pearl works great with the Sport L or the Sport Touring. I think the black and the white accent each other very nicely. Again, that's just my personal opinion. There are a couple other cool options like the blue, the red, etc. But up top here, you get your gloss black roof rails as well as your satin chrome window trim. You also get body color door handles with keyless access. Just keep in mind, however, the keyless access function is only on your front 2 door handles. The rear 2 door handles do not get the keyless access function. And then coming to the bottom of all of your passenger doors, you get the satin black door cladding. Now, gonna finish things off here on the driver's side. Opening this up, you have your capless filler neck, and 87 octane will do you just fine. Closing that back up, coming to the top of the roof line, you get your body color shark fin antenna, your body color roof spoiler with the satin black accenting, and you also have your 3rd brake light integrated into the roof spoiler. Obviously, you get a rear window defroster, a rear wiper, and LED combination taillights come standard. Now, I'm going to give you a rear 3/4 shot of this thing. Again, from the front to the back, I think it looks great everywhere. Again, my personal opinion, you can let me know your thoughts below. But here is a booty shot. You can see you get a mix of chrome badging and satin black badging. So the badges here over are all chrome. So you get the Honda CR-V and the hybrid badging. However, the sport badging is in that satin black color. And then if you come underneath your Honda logo offset to the left, that is where you will find your backup camera. But just underneath the Honda logo. If you press on that pad, that is how you open up your power lift gate. By the way, this is a height adjustable power lift gate. So let's say you wanted to open it up to right here. All you would do is basically pull it down, press and hold on that button right there, and that is hold to set height. That is how you do it. Taking a look at the trunk space back here, I think considering the size of the SUV, you have quite a bit of trunk space. I did a video with a Subaru Forester a few days ago, and I would say just right on par with the Forester's trunk space. Now on the left-hand side of the trunk, you get a grocery bag hook, a 12-volt power outlet, and an LED light. When you come over here to the passenger side, you get an LED light and a grocery bag holder. You also get a little storage cubby that kind of goes back in there, a smaller storage cubby here on the driver's side. And you also get two little hooks both here and here at the bottom of the trunk area. And then, by the way, you can also fold the second row seats down, and if you wanted to do that for maximum cargo capacity, all you would have to do is pull up on that and push forward, and that is how you would drop these second row seats. So you can see you get an additional about 4 feet of storage space, but from the trunk opening to the second row seat back, I'd say you probably get somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3.5 4 feet of storage space, and about the same width here as well. But if you need more, that side also folds down. Last thing, you do not get a spare tire here with the hybrid. Basically you just get the battery pack, which is underneath here, which you're looking at on screen right now. But other than that, if you open this thing up, that is where you will find your tire inflator kit. So while you do not get a spare tire, you do get the tire inflator kit, and that is what the tire inflator kit looks like right there. Very easy to open and close. If I press that button, the lift gate will begin to close, and we're gonna finish things off here at the rear end. So just like the front, the rear follows suit. So you do get a satin black rear bumper. Like you saw at the front, we got the satin black lower fascia. This gets 4 integrated parking sensors back here, a dual exhaust system. However, you may notice the driver side exhaust is fake. The passenger side exhaust is real, so it's just more of a stylistic look. And then last but not least, you do get also a gray valance and a max tow capacity of 1,000 pounds. So if you needed an extra 500-pound capacity, you might want to look at getting the CRV EXL. That is the gas only model, and it gets a max tow capacity of 1,500 pounds. Really, 500 pounds is not going to be that much of a difference. However, you might be able to tow a jet ski with the gas only version of this. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on the Sport L below. There have been no changes to the 2025 CRV. I apologize if there's a little bit of wind noise right here. However, the Sport L is was a new trim level to the CRV for the 2024 model year. Kind of bridges the gap between the Sport and the Sport Touring Hybrid. But anyways, with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that works with 2 electric motors. Total output is 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an eCVT for a 0 to 60 time in 7.9 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 40 miles per gallon in the city, 34 miles per gallon on the highway for 37 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. If you wanted all-wheel drive, that is going to cost you an additional $1,500 because front wheel drive does come standard with the Sport L. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot reach my goal without your support. So if you're enjoying the video, if you've learned anything, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. With that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, as before mentioned, you get keyless access as standard. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and it will unlock. You can also lock it if you run your finger across these 3 lines here, and now it is locked. This is what the key fob looks like. It's satin black with some gloss black accenting, and going over the functions on it, starting from the top, you have your lock function, your unlock function, your power liftgate function, your remote start function, and your panic function at the bottom. If you wanted to remote start this, all you have to do is lock it first, press and hold on this button, and she will fire right up. And now it is on. It doesn't have a starter, it kind of just like turns on. It's kind of interesting. But this is what the interior of the Sport L looks like. So this being the Sport L, the black leather upholstery is the only interior color option to choose from, but you can see you get some orange accent colored stitching, but we'll get to that in a second because we are going to start with the driver's side door panel. So from here on up is all vinyl wrapped. You get 2 memory seat adjustment settings, your power side view mirror controls, your unlock and your lock functions. That button is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. You get automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners, and then you get a leather wrapped armrest with some orange accent colored stitching, and it has some nice padding to it. You also get a little bit of storage space down here, as well as a speaker and the CRV lettering. Now, I did want to mention that this does come standard with an 8-speaker sound system. Also, as standard, you get a 10-way power adjustable driver seat with 2-way power lumbar. You also get a 4-way power front passenger seat, and heated front seats come standard. But here is another view of that orange accent colored stitching that you get with the Sport and the Sport L, and I believe the Sport Touring Hybrid as well. Take a listen to what it sounds like when you close the door. Now, let's fire it up. And now we have full access here into the interior. And basically, I'm just going to walk you throughout the entire interior, starting with the functions over here. So first things first, you get an HVAC vent. Beneath that, that is how you open and or close your power liftgate. That is to turn the traction control system on or off. Flipping this down gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, so you can push the steering wheel away from you, you can bring the steering wheel towards you, and you can also move it up and down. And then once you find your comfortable position, all you have to do is lock it right back into position. But now, let's take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like on the CRV, and not only is that your turn signal control stock, that is also your high beam control stock and your headlight control stock. So right now the headlights are in the automatic position. You come up like that, now the headlights are off. Come down, that is daytime running lights / parking lights on, and all the way down is headlights in the always on position. Personally for me, I like to leave it in the automatic position. Now, zooming back out, as standard, you get a leather wrapped steering wheel. You get some steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. You get the plus and the minus. You also get the orange accent colored stitching on the inside of the steering wheel. And like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. So let's take a listen to it. That is what the horn sounds like here on the CRV. Now, on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we're going to go over the functions. So these are to go forward and or backwards on a track. You have your volume controls here, and then you can see the home button and that scroll knob. That is for your TFT meter display located on the left-hand side of the gauge cluster. So from here over, you have a partially digital gauge cluster, and then you have your analog speedometer there. I'll get into that in a second. And then that button is to speak to the vehicle, tell it to turn the AC system to low, 60 degrees, stuff like that. And then on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, this thing comes standard with Honda Sensing, which gives you adaptive cruise control, the lane keep assist system, and here are your adaptive cruise / driver assistance settings. That is your windshield wiper control stock for the front wipers. This is for the rear wiper. And now we're going to move into the gauge cluster. So on the left-hand side of the gauge cluster, again, you have your TFT meter display, which right now is displaying the digital speedometer readout. We are in the normal drive mode, the ambient exterior temperature, the odometer, transmission status stuff, fuel gauge, and then over here you have the current time. That is letting you know that the Honda Sensing features are active. And then let's say I floored this thing, you can see that arrow right there. That arrow is going to come all the way over here to 100% power, letting me know that I am flooring it. If I give it 50% throttle, it goes to 50% there. And let's say I am slowing down, well, that is going to, it's going to try to capture the energy, especially if you put it into B mode. It's basically the regenerative braking system. So that is going to come down here when it is regenerative braking. Now, if you wanted to control this screen, again, you have these controls right here. So you have the home button and the scroll knob. So right now we can click on the scroll knob. It's going to bring me into the power flow stuff. You can also go into range and fuel if you wanted to. You can pop that up as well. Basically, all I'm doing is navigating throughout here. Then you can go into speed and time. You go into your audio stuff, phone stuff, navigation stuff, driver attention stuff, all-wheel drive torque distribution, basically showing you where the all-wheel drive system is utilizing either the front or the rear wheels, the seatbelt stuff. That's basically going to let you know you know, who of your 5 passengers are buckled and not buckled. You get your maintenance stuff, safety support stuff. You can go into this. You can see your safety support stuff. You can turn what you want. So you can turn your lane keeping or road departure mitigation system on or off. You can turn your blind spot system on or off, parking sensors on or off, collision mitigation, all that kind of stuff. Or you can have it just display nothing. You can also go into the different brightness settings. So basically, this is how you can control that screen. It's very easy to use. It tells you exactly what to do, so I don't feel like you need to spend too much time on it. So yeah, on the right hand side again, you have your analog speedometer, and that's kind of about it for the gauge cluster area. Now coming over to here, so you may be asking yourself, you know, what are the differences between the Sport and the Sport L? So essentially, the Sport gives you a 7-inch screen here. The Sport L gives you the 9-inch infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. Also, the Sport only gives you wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto connectivity. And I believe also the Sport L gives you the leather trimmed seats, whereas the Sport gets the, what's it called? The cloth seats. So stuff like that. Just like bridging the gap again from the base model Sport to the fully loaded Sport. This is that intermediate trim level that's going to give you, you know, the nicest ease that you want, but it's not going to give you everything that the Sport Touring gives you. So anyways, this is what the screen looks like. You have your physical controls located here, like your home button, your back button, your volume control knob, and your tuning controls to go back or forwards on a track. And then you got your audio stuff here, letting you know what station we are on or what music's playing, the current time. This is what the home screen looks like. You can go into your power flow screen. So that is the fuel range, current time. That is the battery, I guess, charge. And then this is like the current drive. I think this would be like your instant fuel economy. And then you got your trip computer. It's going to show you your fuel economy stuff. You got your general settings, your vehicle settings. Vehicle settings makes things very easy. It basically gives you the animations. You can see these different things here. Makes it very easy to choose what you want to see. And then you also have compass. You can go into your display mode. Display mode is basically whether you want the display to be off. You can adjust the brightness of it, or if you go into your display mode, it can either be you know, auto, or you can adjust the brightness yourself. So that is about it for the screen. Very easy to use. And then you have your shortcut buttons at the bottom of the screen to shortcut you into your phone stuff. That is your music stuff like FM, Bluetooth audio, your phone connect, smart shortcuts, or display mode. And that's kind of about it for that screen. Now if you come down, you get 2 HVAC vents. You get a hazard button right there. You get dual zone automatic climate control as standard, temperature control, fan speed control. And then again, as mentioned with the Sport L, you get heated front seats as standard. You get 3 levels of adjustability here with your heated front seats, and there are the buttons all the way on the outsides of the climate control system. Then you get all the different climate control stuff. And if you come down a little bit more, this is going to let you know if the passenger airbag is on or off. You get a USB-A port, a USB-C port, a 12-volt power outlet, and a wireless charging pad. This is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. I'm putting it in the wireless charging pad, so you want to center it about right there. And then once it is charging, you're going to get a green light right there. But right now, okay, now it is charging. So maybe you don't get the green light. But anyways, it also lets you know the battery up here with the lightning bolt, letting you know that the phone is charging in the wireless charging pad. And then you get 4 different drive modes with this thing. And this is your drive mode selector. So if you click, you can go into your sport mode, your normal mode, your economical mode, and your snow mode. I'm going to leave it in normal mode for right now. And then whatever drive mode you're in, it's going to let you know what the drive mode is right there above your odometer. This is your hill descent control button, on or off. You get an electronic parking brake. And then this is your brake hold system. So brake hold is basically a system in which, let's say you're stuck in traffic, tired of holding your foot down on your brake by yourself. When you turn brake hold on, it's going to basically hold you in place. So the vehicle is going to hold itself in place with its braking system. And then I want to show you this later on, but there also is a B mode that's kind of like your regenerative braking system. So basically when you let off of the throttle, you're going to feel that the car is going to slow down more when you put it in B as compared to drive. So this is basically like your one pedal driving mode, is kind of like the easier way to put it. And then you get 2 cup holders here. You can also set your phone right there if you wanted to. And then you get a leather wrapped armrest, some accent colored stitching, and you can see it is nicely padded. And when you open this up, I would say you probably get about, you know, maybe 8 to 10 inches of depth down in here. Same thing this way, but there is no connectivity down in there. So no charging ports, no 12-volt outlet, none of that kind of stuff. And then that is what the top looks like. Closing that, coming over to here, you get an HVAC vent there. I know this kind of looks like it would be an HVAC vent because it's in the same kind of material where the HVAC vents are, but that is not but that is right there. You get a lockable lower glove box. Good amount of storage space in the glove box, but honestly, I have seen more storage space in other vehicles. You can see your owner's manuals in there. You could still fit your napkins and your straws, but it may or may not be a tight fit. And then this is what the passenger side looks like, very similar to the driver's side. Then you get a auto dimming rear view mirror, or an un-auto dimming rear view mirror. One thing I do like about the rear view mirror, this is a very small thing, but I want to point it out, is that it's very easy to move. You know, sometimes when you're moving the rear view mirror, it kind of like, you got to move it up extra in order for it to come down to the spot you want it to. Well, for this one, you don't have to do that. You move it right into its position and it stays where it is. So I definitely appreciate that. And then both of your reading lights here are LED. This control here is whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the door. So when this is flush, the lights will turn on when you open up the door. When it is, you know, this side's peeking up where it says on, when you open up the doors, the interior lights will not turn on. And then if you click the button all the way to the right where it's on, that is your instant dome light on button. It's going to turn on your interior dome lights. And then also, as standard with this thing, you get a power sunroof. It does slide and tilt, and then this is what the sunroof itself looks like. I'm not going to open it up because it is kind of hot out there right now, but here's a view of what the sunroof looks like from the exterior's perspective. Now, opening this thing up, you get a spot you could set your sunglasses, and coming over to here, taking a look at the visor, you get a vanity mirror, a vanity light, and when you open this thing up, it slides forwards and backwards for when the sun is in those awkward positions. I'm going to put that back into place there, and then driver gets an no poop handle. The front passenger also gets an no poop handle, and really that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in these front seats. Now, I did want to kind of go over the seat comfort here because I find these seats to be comfortable. I would say they might be maybe a little bit on the firmer side of things, but nonetheless, it is these seats are very comfortable in my personal opinion. You may feel differently. But yeah, now I'm just going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You could take a look at the only option that this has, which is the exterior color, but take a look at everything that you get as standard. Now, comparing the Sport to the Sport L, again, the Sport L is going to give you the 9-inch infotainment system with the wireless CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto. It's also going to give you the leather seats. It is also going to give you, I believe, the power lift gate, the parking sensors, and a couple other things that I can't think of off the top of my head right now, but you kind of get the idea of what you get with that. But yeah, I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2025 CRV Sport L is spec'd is $40,655. I just did a video with a Forester Touring, Subaru Forester Touring, which was the top dog Forester, and honestly, I think this thing is nearly as nice as the Forester Touring. The only thing that this doesn't have that I'm thinking of off the top of my head that the Forester Touring had was the 360-degree view camera system and the built-in navigation. In today's day and age, you don't need built-in navigation, but I would like to see the refreshed CRV, whenever that may come. I'd like to see it have a 360 camera system. Even the Sport Touring, which is the top dog trim level, that does not even have a 360-degree view camera system. But I'm going to show you what we got going on here in the rear seats. So this is what the door panel looks like. Automatic up and down. Let's see how far it goes down. Not all the way down, but nearly. Nicely padded armrest. A little bit of storage space down here. You could set a cup, a speaker, and then this is what these second row seats look like. Now I'm going to step into the second row, and I'm going to show you that up top here, you get a no poop handle, a spot you could set your dry cleaning. You do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. You do get a seat back pocket behind the front passenger seat. You also get 2 HVAC vents, 2 USB-C ports. You get the same stuff on that side minus the dry cleaning hook. So the only dry cleaning hook is right here on the driver's side. That side does not get one. Then you get an LED light back here. Right now it is set to door, and you get a center fold down armrest that's nicely padded. You get 2 cup holders, but I did want to mention that I showed you how to fold these seats down, but not only can you fold the seats down, but if you pull on this thing that is like right here, you can also recline these seats, which I'll show you. So now, boom. Seats are nice and reclined. I could do a very long road trip in this thing. I mean, I've got just plenty of knee and leg room. I'm adjusted behind myself, being 5'9", plenty of knee and leg room. Here's another view of that knee and leg room. And when it comes to headroom, I've got plenty of headroom left over as well. So I love these reclined seats. These seats in the second row are also very comfortable. And here is a view out the front of where my eye level is. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we talked about the performance, and now we talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. Pretty quick acceleration. Now, I gotta be pretty upfront right off the bat. I am not a huge fan of hybrids. However, I will say that I think Honda has done the best out of anybody else that I've driven so far with their hybrid technology. When you feel the engine turn off, or excuse me, when the engine turns off and the electric kicks in, you can't really feel that initiation. You know, I've done a video with a Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, which was probably one of the worst hybrid systems I have ever felt. It was extremely clunky, whereas this one is seamless. You cannot feel, again, when the gas engine disengages and the electric motors kick in, you cannot feel that transition unless you like really are paying attention to it. If you're not paying attention to it, you can't tell. But I'm going to do a right turn right here, and I'm also going to say that, you know, at the low end, this thing's got more beep than the, you know, it's got more rear end, I guess you would say, so I don't get demonetized, than the gas only version of the CRV. It's just got more of that, you know, torque down low as compared to the EXL I did a video with a few months ago. That one just, you know, not super fast, but this thing not being super fast either. It just feels like it's got a little bit more low end than the gas only version. So great fuel economy, obviously, with this being a hybrid, and with all-wheel drive, you get nearly 40 miles per gallon, which is crazy in an SUV. So if you're looking for fuel economy, you're looking for something that's comfortable and something that can haul, you know, your 4-person family around, maybe even with a dog, I think the CRV is a great option. So you should take a look at one. Now, the way that it drives, take a listen. I mean, you can see it's just easy, it's quiet. You can hear the engine, obviously, with it being a CVT, it does do CVT things, but, you know, nonetheless, it's not too bad. You know, I think this thing is a very good looking SUV. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there have been no changes to the 2025 CRV. However, the Sport L was a new trim level to the CRV lineup last year for the 2024 model year. And now I'm going to do a nice little acceleration for you guys. Okay, maybe not yet, but once this light turns green, I'm going to do a nice little acceleration for you. But I guess in the meantime, just a very refined driving experience. So, you know, if you're looking for a hybrid SUV, you know, Honda, you can't go wrong with a Honda. My Honda, I still daily drive it. It's a 2007 Honda Ridgeline with 238,000 miles on it. And that's my daily driver. You know, I just drove in an hour to come do this video here right now, and she got me here in one piece. So here's a nice little acceleration. So you can see it's got that merging power, you know, so if you need to do a quick move or something like that, it's got that power. And that's where I'm saying this thing has more low end than the EXL did. You know, the EXL felt maybe not necessarily anemic, but it didn't have that power that you're looking for when, you know, you're trying to do those low end accelerations. You know what I mean? Now I can do a little mid-range acceleration for you here. We're just going about, what's this, 25 miles an hour? So there's another little acceleration for you. So it's got the power, it's just not like, it's not the most powerful thing you've ever driven. And I don't think if you're looking at one of these, that's really what you're going for in a vehicle anyway. I think you're looking more for fuel economy, comfort, and affordability, you know what I mean? So, you know, if you're in between the Sport L and the Sport Touring, I mean, honestly, I can't remember the Sport Touring because it was quite a while ago that I did a video with one, but I mean, honestly, I think, in my opinion, this is going to give you all the features that you want and need on a vehicle. I can't remember. I think maybe the Sport Touring Hybrid, which is the top dog trim, is going to give you 20-inch wheels. This thing's got the 18s. But with the 20-inch wheels, you know, you're going to have a little bit harsher of a ride as compared to the 18s, and also tires are going to be more expensive with that as well. So I think the Sport L is that great intermediate trim, again, bridging the gap from the base model to the top dog trim level. It's going to save you a little bit money from the top dog trim level. It's going to cost more than the base trim level of the Sport, but it's going to give you the best of both worlds when it comes to the financial aspect of things, but also when it comes to, you know, the what's the word I'm looking for the, you know, shoot, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, feature wise. So I apologize, I'm a little off today, but I am putting us into B mode. So these are not paddle shifters. These are essentially paddle shifters, but they're basically adjusting the level of the B mode. So you can see those 4 arrows right there. Pay attention. So I'm going to put the 4 arrows on. So now I'm going to go up to 20 miles an hour, and I'm just going to let off the accelerator. So you can see those 4 arrows right there are adjusting the level of the regenerative braking system. So being in B mode, you can adjust the level of the intensity of your regenerative braking system. So that is what the paddle shifters are for. So it's kind of like a downshift paddle, because when you downshift on this paddle, you're going to feel more resistance, rolling resistance, when you're just going forward. So this is like your downshift paddle. This is kind of like your upshift paddle. So when you click you know, a couple times, now I've got the least amount of resistance here in B mode. So again, B mode's like your regenerative braking mode. But just to summarize this thing, very comfortable. I think for the money, it is a great value. It looks great, it drives great, it's comfortable, it's affordable, and it's going to give you all the features that you really want on a vehicle. But that is it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot reach my goal without your support. So if you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything from the video, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Each like, each comment, and each subscription gets me one step closer to my goals and to my dreams. So I'd appreciate it if you do those 3 things. But again, that is it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.